Hi, and welcome to turn 3 of our little quick, pretty much demo and simulated battle here. As you can see, we're in some tight spaces now. Now, I went over the rules to make sure I'm doing this right, and please, you're going to have to forgive me. I don't know every rule to my heart's desire, and, the whole point of this is to give you guys a, kind of an overview, and you can check through the rules and watch this and maybe pick up on something and say, hey, he did that wrong, but we got a good basis of how to play the game, and that's all I'm trying to do. So we're going to go through this third turn because this is actually where we're going to get into some battles, and we're going to play this through, and then I think we'll call it a game. And then what I'm going to do is probably next week run one of the scenarios or the objectives missions, because I figure 3 turns is good enough to kind of get a good feel for it and pretty much give you a good playthrough of it. Plus I got about 19 other things like I said, I've been sick for a month, so now I'm trying to play catch up. One of the things that I read, is that with the ships, the rebels do not move all their ships at once. Now, I just did it because, number one, it was easier because there was no combat involved, it wasn't close quarters, so you can do it however you want to do it. But it should go, you move one ship, the other side moves the ship, then the other side moves the ship, and then that's that. If there's more than one ship, you keep on going until, if they're completely outnumbered, they have to move the rest of their ships, like we did with the fighters. So, with that said, the rebels get to go first. We're in the blue marker. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the frigate first. So what we do is we turn over. I think it gets a little stuck there. And reveal a navigation. So we come over, grab a navigation token, and you can put it right by the base or on the card to make sure that you know that you have a navigation. Most of the time you put it right there. So he can change speeds if he wants to, but that's about it. So we're in the attack phase of this, and you always attack first and then move. So in their front arc, which we're looking at, and if you look right here, it pretty much measures right into the front arc. So you go from here to the front of the ship. Try to get this steady. It's kind of hard doing this by yourself. So that is in range 2, which means that you can use blue and red, which is right here. So it's always from the front arc that we're going to shoot from. He gets 1 shot, okay? So it's in the second tier. So let's see what that front arc has. Front arc rolls 3 red dice. So we go over, we grab our dice, and make sure I got everything here. Yep. Okay. So we're going to roll 3 red dice against the victory. Alright. The victory's front hull is, and let's set that, because I didn't set it, is 3. So we're going to roll our 3 dice. And wow, that's a pretty good hit. So we have a hit and 2 criticals. So that's pretty good. So it would be a total of 3 hits going through. Now, with that said, the Victory class has 3 shields in the front, but they have these tokens. Okay, and let's take a look what they are. Okay, 2 of them, I just want to move these out of the way, so just bear with me. 2 of these are redirect. Okay, so you can choose and move 1 damage to any of the holes on the 4 sides. This here is brace. When the total damage, when used, damage is totaled and reduce the total damage to half and then round up. So it would be right there we have 3 cut in half would be 1.5, rounded up would be 2 damage. So he can use that, and what you do is you turn this over. Alright, now he can also use the redirect and push, take 1 in the front and 1 in the side if he wanted to. And let me just check something real quick. So what we're going to do is, I wonder if you just take the 2 in the front, especially with the other ship coming on. Now you can use this again, okay, but the problem is that if you spend it again, it's gone from the game, especially when it's in the red. At the end of the round, you get to turn it over and reset. So let me just make sure that we have all the dice. Those were criticals, I'm pretty sure they are. I don't want to goof anything up and make it even worse for you guys. That would be horrible. Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, critical. If the attacker or both ships, the defender suffers 1 damage. Yeah, and we don't get the cards. We don't get the cards until we pass through the shield. So what we did is we're going to turn that over, and it would reduce it to 1. I mean, reduce it to 2. But I think I'm going to save these, and I'm going to take 2 in the front. Because if anything, at least we see what's going on. What you do is come over here and then reduce it so he's got 1 shield in the front. Okay. Now, after he's shot, we are going to do our move. And right now he is at navigation 2. He can go up to 3 if he wanted to. But since he's in navigation, I think we're going to slow down. And we're going to slow down to 1. And we're going to take, and because we have that click on 1, we are going to go here and try to hit him on the side, or hopefully pass right by him. Okay. Now before I do that, which I'm going to do anyways, we're going to take a look and see if there's anything I can hit from the side. Now from here, these block, so I would not be able to. They're blocked by that, and I would reduce my dice, and it really wouldn't be too effective. And going this way, out, I would only be able to use red, so I would get 1 red die. So I will take that shot anyways. I'm going to shoot at this guy, 1 red die, and it was a miss. So now we make our move, because both attacks, because you get 2 attacks, but you cannot attack from the same hull area. I mean from the same arc. So you can never do 2 attacks from here unless you have a card or something that changes and makes it go differently. So now it would be the Victory's turn, and the Victory's front arc is nasty. So let's take a look what it does. Okay. As you can see, the Victory gets 3 red and 3 blue. So what we're going to do is declare the Carillion vessel in the front there as our front arc. But first, before we even do that, it always goes, and I'm sorry, I'm screwing this up while I'm making this video. It's always command phase, so what we're going to do is turn over our dial, and right there and then, it's concentrated fire. So what does concentrated fire do? It adds one attack dice of any color that is already in the attack pool. So we can roll seven dice against that particular ship. So what you do is you put that token right next to it, and then when you use it, it comes off the board, and then you know that you used it, because you can only use your concentrated attack for one ship. So let's measure. And from the front, that is definitely in both ranges. Let me do it so you guys can even see it. Me and my iPad, right? Keep on telling you I gotta get a GoPro. So, we're going to roll 7 dice. And I think the blue do more, so we're going to roll 4 blue, 4 blue, and 3 red. Now, I didn't take the other dice out, but I do have 2 sets of dice. We're just going to roll another blue one once we get everything totaled up here. So, let's see what we get here. Wow, that's nasty. So, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, and 1 critical, and we're going to roll another blue here. Oh, that's 7 and 1. That's, yeah, 7 hits. Excuse me. 6 regular hits and 1 critical hit. So let's see what happens here. The Carillion vessel has an invade. At long range, cancel 1 attack die. But it's not at long range. It was at medium range. So that's not cool. Then it has a redirect. Choose 1 hull adjacent. You may suffer any amount of damage on the chosen zone shields before suffering the remaining damage on a defending hull. So that's a lot of damage, and it's 2/2, so either way it's going to go through. So what you're going to see here is not going to be pretty, because the Carillion vessel only has 4. So we hit it for 7, 6 normal. So automatically, even if we redirect 2 here, so that's going to bring it down to 0, and then we have to take it in the front also, so that's 4 of it. We still have to do 2 and a critical. So what happens is, now it goes through, and hopefully we don't get something nasty. So the first one, because it's a critical, gets turned up. Deal 1 face down damage card to your ship, then flip this card face down. Wow. So it does an additional damage. Then we take 2 more. And that's 4. And guess what? Just like that, because it walked right into it, that ship is gone. Let's make sure we got the right ship here. Oh, there we go. Yep, that ship is completely gone. Just decimated. So we actually take that off so it doesn't even get a chance to fire. First of all, that was just an incredible roll. Those rolls don't normally happen. And this ship is gone. Just like that. Wow. That is nasty. That is a nasty, nasty, nasty ship. And some nasty firing just went down. So, now, it would be the movement. Okay? And since we had it at 2, we can actually, boy, I don't know. If I was this thing, I don't even want to go. I think we're going to do that. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to place our template. And again, this becomes a thing that if it crosses over and moves the ship, like it just did, we're going to pull that out, and then the other person will be able to move that and actually separate those any way he wanted to, which is pretty nasty. We use this, so that's gone. Those cards are gone. So this is the way the battlefield looks after just the ships. So now the rebels get to use their X-Wings. Now let's take a look at the X-Wings. Bring these cards out here. They have 5 shields. They get 4, and on a blast there, they get 1 additional die. 1 black die and 1. Okay, bomber, escort. Let's take a look at this. Bomber. Oh, that's the bomber signal. Signal, so you get 1. Your blank icons add 1 damage to the damage total, and you can resolve a critical. Escort. Squadrons you engage with cannot attack squadrons that lack escort unless performing a counterattack. Okay. On the bottom here, Luke has 2 of these counters, which is the half damage, so it's awful hard to kill Luke. And like I said, the bomber, they have the bomber skill here, and pretty much it's the same. So let's see what happens here. So we're going to start because shooting is pretty much 360. Let's see if they're within the range. They have to be within, yeah, they're within the 1 range. Alright. So, they get 4 blue. Alright. And since the navigate was used, you see, we hit that thing so hard we knocked the piece off. That's pretty impressive. Okay. So, we're going to roll the 4 against the TIE Fighter. TIE Fighter has no defense whatsoever. Wow. Okay, you see that symbol right there? That is called, oh God, I think it's accuracy. Let's take a quick look at that real quick. Accuracy. Because what accuracy does, the attacker can spend this icon and choose one of the defender's defense tokens, and it cannot be spent this turn. So if you roll that, it can absolutely just screw up your opponent and they can't do anything. So we have to roll 1 more for this, and it's another accuracy, so that doesn't really help them whatsoever. So they take 1 damage, so they're down to 2. And we're going to push that to the side to let us know that that happened. Then over here, we are going to shoot right into there. And that is the same thing, another 4 dice. So let's see if you can roll a little bit better there. No, 1. And let's roll 1 more. So that's 2 hits. So there's nothing that they could do. So this guy here is going to take 2 damage. So he's down to 1. And you can see where these fighters will get chewed up pretty quickly. So that's 2 of their ships that went. So now it is... Oops. I pushed the thing for the wrong one. That's not cool. Boy, I'm horrible at making videos. So now the TIE fighters get their chance back. And let's take a look at the TIE fighters real quick.